My name is Eric Quezada. I'm running for election to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors for District 9, the Mission, Bernal Heights, Portola, and St. Mary's Park. San Francisco chose district elections to give the neighborhoods a voice in government, to give people in their neighborhoods a chance to serve their communities in City Hall. I've been an activist for my neighborhood most of my adult life, first as a community organizer, then a program director at Mission Housing, now as executive director of Dolores Street Community Services and a board member of the Bernal Heights Neighborhood Center. I fought and I fight to preserve and expand all that's right but at risk in our district, and to stop the violence, displacement, and unplanned development that threaten it. This is my program. Make our district a national model for creating and preserving affordable housing. I mean all kinds of housing, subsidized and unsubsidized, rental and owner-occupied, houses and multi-bedroom apartments for families with real kitchens, studios and one-bedrooms for couples and singles, including seniors. Significantly reduce crime, especially violent crime, by expanding community safety efforts, giving youth more opportunities, and putting more police on the street appropriately trained, deployed, and managed. Preserve blue-collar jobs and attract green-collar jobs. Fight displacement of longtime residents and small businesses. Give the Mission its place as a world center of community-based and cutting-edge arts that we lost when the dot-coms drove them out. Make our district the city's model for resident participation in civic life. If I were supervisor today, we wouldn't be throwing up our hands over trash on our streets or the recent spate of violent crime. We'd be building a united community response. Walgreens would not be building yet another store at Mission and Cesar Chavez that almost no one in the neighborhood knows about. We would have stopped it. We wouldn't be lamenting how Home Depot pitted neighbors against each other for its proposal for a mega store on Bayshore and then skipped town. We would have worked with the Bayview to recruit a green or other sustainable business for that site. Somebody like Veritable Vegetable that's having trouble staying in town, or a new business making and distributing solar panels or water recycling system, a project that doesn't snarl traffic and that saves jobs or brings us new ones. These aren't empty vows. They're backed up by what I've done. Beginning in 1994, I led efforts that built 867 and counting units of affordable housing. I led the efforts that cleaned up a formerly toxic site at 23rd and Folsom and turned it into a beautiful children's park and community garden, and a weedy yard at 23rd and Harrison into the Secret Garden. I organized hundreds of Mission residents to participate in the broad-based movement that won a moratorium on phony live-work lofts. I developed after-school programs that reduce crime by offering youth and young adults other channels for their energy, job readiness, arts, gardening, community activism, and the chance to become productive members of society. I spearheaded community input into the Eastern Neighborhoods Plan, a rezoning proposal that balances our need for housing with our need to keep and attract businesses, industry, and arts. Now, after 10 long years, I'm helping shepherd the plan through City Hall. I've worked with, sometimes fought with, many hundreds of Mission and Bernal residents. At first, mostly Latinos like me, soon people of all ages and classes and cultures. I learned that sometimes I should plant my feet and sometimes I should compromise. I work in the Mission and live in Bernal. I'm bilingual, English and Spanish, and I may be the only candidate who moonlights as a DJ. I promise to return your phone calls. A little personal history. My first job when I was a kid was putting slugs in parking meters for merchants on 24th Street to save them from parking tickets. I also helped my father in his bike shop on 24th and Folsom and watched activist silkscreen posters in the small room he rented out back. As a teen, I rode in my brother's lowrider when he let me, and I played for Club America alongside Mexicans, Salvadorans, Guatemalans, Irish, Italians, and one Brazilian, everyone in the Mission. We were the top youth soccer team in the city and one of the best in the country. I went to Chico State on a soccer scholarship and got involved in the movements for divestment in South Africa and against U.S. intervention in Central America. But I came back to the Mission because I saw the same inequalities, the same drama of haves and have-nots being played out right here. The first time I set foot in the Board of Supervisor chambers, I went with 300 Mission residents to stop a small flower shop from being evicted. Standing there, speaking truth to power, with so many of my neighbors at my back, I understood I could be a leader. I've been a leader for the Mission. Now I'd like to be a leader for all of District 9. I'm Eric Quezada, and I ask for your vote.
SF Votes. The League of Women Voters has joined with your public, educational, and government cable stations to provide the election information you need. SF Votes. Meet the candidates, learn about the city's ballot measures, and find out how you can make your voice heard. SF Votes, grassroots, independent, complete election coverage you can find nowhere else. Brought to you by the League of Women Voters, Access SF, EATV, and SFGTV.